Have you heard of the MIND diet? It is a diet that may help to keep our brain sharp as we age. We all want that. And maybe even prevent cognitive decline. It is a combination of two diets you've heard of, the Mediterranean and the DASH diet, and it was developed by a nutritional epidemiologist at Rush University. And she noted that people who ate these particular foods had a 53% decrease in the risk of Alzheimer's. And those people who even moderately followed this list of foods had a 35% decreased risk of Alzheimer's. Now, that's pretty significant, and it really got people's attention. So let me tell you what foods were on the good list. Starts, of course, with greens, and then it goes to berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries, whole grains, beans, legumes, fish, some chicken, nuts, keeping olive oil as your primary source of cooking oil, and wine, if you drink it, limiting your intake to 1 glass per day. She also provided a list of 5 foods to restrict. Stay with me here. So that would be cheese and butter, red meat and processed meats, sweets, and pastries. Now, she gave very specific quantities of per day and per week, which I've listed below in the transcript. Now, I can already hear you saying, many of you, I'm already doing this. And okay, me too. But when I read through this carefully, I thought, okay, there are a couple of things that I really need to double down on. And the first one is cheese. And her recommendation was to eat cheese 1 ounce per week. And that's really hard because cheese is so delicious and it's in everything. But it is also pro-inflammatory. So what that means is that when you eat it fairly quickly, it stiffens the arteries and makes it not function as well. And that includes the arteries in the brain. So last night, for example, I made my usual kale salad, which I massage with olive oil. You just take your hands and really rub it in to soften the kale. And then I added some toasted pine nuts and some dried cranberries. And then I just drizzle a little olive oil. You don't even need to make a dressing. It's the oil in the lemon. And normally I would add some Parmesan cheese, but last night I didn't, and it was just fine. It was really actually delicious. I loved it. The other thing about vegetables is that you want to make sure that you get the kinds of vegetables that have folic acid, like greens, and beta carotene and vitamin C. These and magnesium and potassium. These help to not only lower blood pressure, but they can also help to get rid of some of the homocysteine in our bodies. Homocysteine is an amino acid that we all have that's toxic, and these fruits and vegetables help to decrease homocysteine levels. And people with Alzheimer's tend to have twice as much homocysteine as people without Alzheimer's. So cheese and vegetables, those are the 2 areas we want to work on. Now, the reality is that most Americans have a diet that's high in animal protein and low in vegetables. And the cool thing is that the MIND diet turns that all around, as does the Mediterranean and the DASH diet. So do you want to follow it? Well, if it keeps your brain healthy and it tastes great, and you can also prevent diabetes, heart disease, and cancer, I would say that is smart eating.